houses. And you will find that if you take stock of these street children, many of them are not from the city. They are from neighborhood, urban areas. So they come to this city because I think this city has a lot of hospitality for them. And what's happening is the street life is you must separate. We have street children who are in the street, and street boys, the grown-ups. Those are dangerous animals. Yeah, those are the people causing a lot of mayhem in the city because they have grown up in a hardcore way. They have become nuts. Some of them are in drugs. Some of them, for you to grow, to survive to that level, there must be some difficulties you go through, which hardens you. So they are hardened, and they start this criminal activity as early as 12 years and 13 years, 14 years. So by the time somebody is 18 years, somebody is already a hooligan by excellence. And they are the people that criminals used to hire to do these things. There are those that have also grown well and have become good citizens. But those ones you find they have been going through support, child support, either from the organization. So we have those that are supported well, go through children's home. Now we have children's home around Agape, Mawangina, the rest. But the problem is this responsibility of a children's home is to try to reconnect these children with their parentage or guardians. Is to track and find out where this person comes from, and that person is taken back. Those they cannot find now end up staying there. And most of them go through disability problems. Some of them suffer from autism, some of them are epileptic, some of them suffer from different diseases. And those who are normal grow, and they grow to be good people. But I don't think you can care for children in the street. No, because caring for children in the street, they face a lot of challenges and problems and obstacles in their mental growth capacity. So that's why we are a city and we are now focusing on getting the real street children and expanding the children's home and working with a consortium of street children. They are NGOs. They are trying hard. And we have their census. But now the problem is we have the children in the street and the children on the street. Children on the street are day scholars. They go back to their homes in the evening and then they come back daytime to be street children. They are the people who cause problems because they have no place of fixed abode. Children in the street are the children who has grown up in the street and they occupy the street. They are not day scholars. So with them, they are in bases that can be managed. You find maybe they're in bus park, maybe they're in a park or something somewhere. But the problems within them, they now have gone into drug inducement and bad behavior. So they now use as criminal gangs. So we need to filter them out. What we should do is working towards reducing until we eradicate the issue of street children. So in the young administration, we are trying to expand what we call children's homes. If you are an organization managing children, we don't want you to manage them in the streets. Manage them in a safe house or in a home. Find an orphanage and put them there, and bring us those hardcore ones to deal with.
Maybe as a county, if I may ask, does this maybe street life, does it also affect the normal operations within the city?
It interferes with
In which way?
the eco-existence of the city in terms of peace. Because most of the vicious criminal activities have been associated with these children. They are the people, I can assure you that they are the people when we have demonstrations, they are the majority of boys burning tires. They are the majority of boys blocking the roads. I told you this, don't talk about the street children, talk about the street boys. Because if you have a group of 100 or 200 or 250 of these street boys, barricading the road, throwing stones, and all those things, then you know you're sitting on a time bomb or criminal activities. Yeah, you know, they occupy the CBD city areas where they want to chase people to beg money. This next to the shop, they have gone to the park, really the park. If you go to sports ground, which was undergoing renovation, they are staying there. And they are staying there. One of them, we chased a young lady who was out of sports ground, only to be found that they are staying there with the young boys of say 14, 15 years. And they are the ones mugging and beating people. Yeah. If they get any little chance of robbery, yeah. In fact, the virus of robbery has infiltrated the street boys. And they are now coaching the street children to do the same. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. City Manager, we know the issue of the street. You have explained it in your own terms. Let me now ask that: is there any kind of medication cover at the facility within Kisumu County to cater for these street boys, the way you have mentioned it? Because some of them can get sick. Due to that, they are vulnerable. In other terms, they can't get access to the medical facilities. What is the county doing to combat or to give assistance to them regarding their health?
You know, our responsibility in the county, the children consortium, is to reconnect them with their parents. They have homes, these fellows. They have places they have been reconnected. Anytime we take them to a children's home, I go and interview Agape and the children's home. They are reconnected. They just enjoy street life. They come back here to do it. And the good ones, you see, the good ones are, you see our trucks. If you check city cleaners, most of them are those street boys. Like now we want to have casuals for weeding flowers and digging holes and taking care of flowers. We take them, give them first priority. They manage their waste collection center. Those are good ones. And at the end of the day, they are paid. And they have become good people. They have IDs. But there are those that are just criminals. So what we're saying is that the medical facilities are there for institutions. We have railway center, we have Nyalenda. The city has a lot of medical facilities. Yeah, so if anytime there are problems, they are adult enough, they get medical treatment there. Yeah.
Some may be asking themselves, because now in the county level, for example, they say the street children, but maybe when they get access to the medical facilities, there's that kind of, they're being demeaned by the patient.
No, stop being sentimental on those nonsense. Let me tell you one thing. Mamangina Children's Home is complete with a clinic. We have 2 nurses there and other medical aides. They are there. They can visit there and get treated. There's a place there where they are treated specifically for them. That's for the children. Yeah, so don't be sentimental about things we are doing. Yeah, they get sick, they get treatment. Yeah, and they get treated. Those who are big enough to afford the need, to afford to afford to go to the district hospital and everything, that's okay. But we have Mamangina Children's Home is with a clinic inside.
Okay.
There's a clinic and a clinical officer. Yeah.
Then how do you handle the challenges maybe that are facing these street boys? Because in other terms, they face what is called inhumanism. Like people don't pay attention to them, or they're being, they're being neglected. When they ask for some maybe cash, they can even be beaten up. Maybe what is the county doing, for example?
Look.
Yeah.
Let us not package the issue of street life to be a tool to be very empathetic to issues. I've told you we have SOS, we have abandoned children's home. Yeah, that deals with this, and we have children's bases. Yeah. So they don't have a certificate to beg in the street. They draw a thin line between beggars and street children. We have children's home they can go to. We have the food that is donated to Mamangina. They even run an account. You can go there and eat. But we don't want to encourage them to be in this city because they are parents. What we do is reconnection with the parents. Yeah, we reconnect, they go and come back. Some of them, most of them come from Luanda here and Busia and Vihiga. We reconnect, go and take the data. Before you interview me, take the data from Mamangina and Agape and find out how many have been reconnected to their families that persistently come back here. Yeah. And how many are just now street boys, hardcore, on the street, who come as day scholars to do those street boy things and to go back. You will find that the street children statistics is very minimal. Very minimal, the ones that are not really connected, which we can manage. But the influx now is, there are those who have reconnected, they have caused problems at home, they have become hooligans, now they have come back here to be now street boys. Yeah, those are the people we're dealing with. You get me?
Yeah. Okay. So how do you ensure that in terms of reconnection, the way you have said, how do you ensure that these children, maybe who came from far, are now returned back to their place, so that maybe Kisumu County or the street can be minimized?
We will do that. We work with the children, so we work with Agape, SOS, and Mamangina, and there are 4 of them. They're taken back. But when they're taken back, they go there. They survive for maybe a month or 2, and then they find themselves their way back. Now when they come their way back, they cannot go back to people who took them there. They have to do a cat and mouse game in this street. And that's how they become criminals. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, what we also advise that once you identify a child from the street and you identify the guardians and the parents, let them take responsibility. Yeah, let them take, because they also enjoy that boy leaving the home and going to the city